couldn't.
Jayaguru. Jayaguru. Sankipta Stotra Vandana. Om Brahmanandam Parama Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurti Dvandvatitam Bhagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Bimalam Machalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Jayaguru Bhai O Maa. It's another week is going to start, and thanks to everybody to join in time, irrespective of 2 days of Saturday and Sunday. So this is what is your dedication and love to Sri Thakurjee. We are grateful for this. Whatever we read on last Friday was about Maa Sudhansubala. It's a very important topic, and all of us knows कि Maa Sudhansubala was the wife of Nalini Kanta, the childhood name of Thakurjee. So Maa Sudhansubala was not like any ordinary woman. What have been described in the book is as follows. First of all, from his body, the odor was just like lotus flower. So everybody, whoever comes in contact with Maa Sudhansubala was astonished, how come from a human body, lotus kind of fragrance is coming out. And she was very good in all kind of homely activities, outside activities, whatever work which is being entrusted to her by her own family, neighbors, even if villagers. She was able to do everything very nicely, and she could learn many homely things to many young neighbors and villagers also. 2-3 incidents have been discussed on last Friday. Like once the entire village got burnt during this peak summer, but she was alone at the home along with the younger brother of Thakurjee. So what she did is she alone could take out all the materials from the home along with the younger brother of Thakurjee, and ensured nothing is burnt. Yes, the home went burnt because there was no other options, but neither any properties nor any papers along with the brother, everybody were saved. Another incident was described. They were going through a village in a bullock cart. One tiger came in front of. Nobody could dare to come in front, but Ma Sudhanshuvala came forward, and because she knew Trataka Yoga, so she had an eye contact with the tiger and the tiger went away. They could pass the dense forest safely. No ordinary woman can do this. So it is very clearly concluded that she is not an ordinary woman, but she was a godly figure. So, we are treating her as goddesses. And another incident also, during Dasera time, the Bhattacharya family used to feed the entire village. And every year they used to, hire cooks to do the same, to, prepare the foods. Like, we during our Sakha Sangha Utsav and all, we generally get cooks outside from our Sangha. So, or in Sammelani also, you must be seeing many people came to cook prasad for large number of devotees. But that year when Sudhanshu Balaji was at home, she told, no need. We are going to do the puja of Ma Durga and we are going to feed prasad to the entire villagers. So why should we hire cook? We will do ourselves. And she, along with others, and she was the leading role in that entire seva, and she could furnish that, very nicely. So from all these activities, we can conclude that Sudhanshuvala was goddesses, not an ordinary woman. This is what we read last Friday. So we'll continue reading further. Before that, I'm requesting Priyambada Ma and Devashish Bhai to kindly declare the result of the questions being asked last Friday. Thank you.
Jayaguru to all. So Devashish Bhai is showing that in screen. I'll just call out the names. So we had received around 50 responses on last session. So we got these 3 quickest answers. We had 5 questions and they got 5 out of 5 within short period of time. So Namrata Dashma from Hyderabad, then Diksha Aradhanama from Kendra Sevaka Sangha, then Jaganmay Dashma from Hyderabad Sangha. So as I said, we had 5 questions. So out of those, almost everybody gave correct answer for 4 of them. And just for one, we got like 50% correct answers. And that question was how many sisters did Sudharani have? So she had only one younger sister. And her name was, let's see who still remembers her name from last Swabhyaya session. Maybe you can type in the live chat. So over to you, Kunal. We can start.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma. Let's clap for the winners and the participants. And the initiator was Hyderabad. Thank you, Hyderabad Sakha, for blessing your members like this. Now I am requesting Samarpita Acharya Ma, who's from Hyderabad, and I am requesting her to start reading, and everybody please listen. And in meanwhile, we will take some questions and do some discussions. Samarpita Acharya Ma. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru Bhai. At Radhakantapur, Bhuvan Mohan and other family members came to know about their ordeal from Rampada after they arrived. They anxiously asked Sudhansubala about what has happened, to which she only smiled but said nothing. It was Rampad who went on narrating it again and again without waiting for breath. The marriage of Tarapad went off well. Everyone praised Sudhansubala for her hard work. Nalinikanta returned early to join the service at Dinajpur District Board as junior engineer. After a few months, a rift started between him and Atul Krishna, his superior. Nalinikanta left the service without a second thought. After few days, he joined as an inspector of settlement work at Jan Bazar of Dinajpur estate. But after the settlement was over, his service got terminated. He waited for a chance to join a good service. The chance came and he joined as the estate manager, supervisor of Dantiya Pragana. His office at Narayanpur was located near Parvatipur railway station. He was provided with a spacious bungalow with personal attendants. In the office, he found out that there was no maps of the land nor any land record. There was a growing discontentment among the landowners against the landlord. Nalinikanta somehow bought a map, demarcated the lands properly. He was very honest and the people of the area started respecting him. Due to his hard work and good behavior, Raja Digambar Mitra, the landlord, who was no less than a king, also started liking him. As it seemed fortune smiled on him, his salary was good and he lived happily there as never before. At home, Bhuvan Mohan was not so happy. His son was getting a good salary but had to cook his food. So how can he be happy? He wanted that Sudhanshu Bala should go there and live with him. At Narayanpur, Nalinikanta's attitude towards worldly affair went through a change. Nalinikanta, who was indifferent to worldly pleasures, wanted to earn money. He wanted to live in comfort. It is natural for a person who had seen the days of poverty and who had lost his mother at an early age would like to live in comfort when resources are at hand. But his views on humanity, honesty, and impartiality never changed. He could never make a compromise on principles of life. But to avail material gain and comfort, he had no option but to stay away from home. Though he used to go home with regular interval, but under pressure of work, it became less and less. He had no time to think about what type of suffering Sudhanshu Bala was going through at home. In spite of this love, his love for her never diminished. Bhuvan Mohan knew that Sudhanshu Bala never expressed before anyone, but she has become a living dead being separated from her husband. Bhuvan Mohan took Sudhanshu Bala to Narayanpur and left her with Nalinikanta. It took no time for the flavor of Sudhanshu Bala to spread through the neighborhood. The women of the locality came regularly to her to learn culinary art and needlework. Sudhanshu Bala, whose philosophy of life was to live for others, did not return anyone disappointed, and her health was under pressure due to lack of rest. Meanwhile, she became pregnant. Life continued with a fast pace, and as Nalinikanta used to be busy whole day on official work there was no one to look after her. Sudhanshu Bala fell ill several times. On the advice of elderly women of the family, Bhuvan Mohan brought her back. Sudhanshu Bala stayed at Narayanpur only for 6 months, but left a permanent impression on the mind of her neighbors. At Kutavpur, her health improved a little, but she became very weak as she developed severe anemic condition. Bhuvan Mohan tried his best, but her health did not improve much. She lost her previous glamour, became pale and thin. With such poor health, she gave birth to a baby son. After delivery, she became very sick. At Narayanpur, Nalinikanta neither was aware of the condition of her health nor of the news of him becoming a father. He was preparing the papers as he had to leave for Dinajpur next morning. Here, a strange happening took place which forced Nalinikanta to embark on the road which ends at the level of absolute reality. These happenings not only changed his way of life but also his attitude towards the world and worldly relationships. At night, he was busy compiling documents under a kerosene lamp. He felt as if he is not alone in that room. He looked up and saw Sudhanshu Bala's hazy figure. She seemed very pale and her face was painted with sadness. Out of sheer fear and without knowing, a shout went out of Nalinikanta's mouth. The attendant, who was sleeping in adjoining room, came rushing to him and inquired about what has happened. Nalinikanta sent him back, saying that nothing has happened. But he became extremely worried. He knew it is virtually impossible for Sudhanshu Bala to come alone from such a distance. Also, she vanished after he shouted in fear. Then what does it really mean? Has something happened to her? Many thoughts disturbed him, like, is she very sick or is she no more? Nalinikanta could not allow himself to think so about her. Then he consoled himself, thinking that perhaps it is hallucination which has come off from his love towards her. After his mother's death, he had in a way become materialistic. He discarded the thought, but the thought pursued him. Next day, he went to Dinajpur and returned after completion of his work. At Narayanpur, he received a letter that Sudhanshu Bala is seriously ill and if he can get time, he must come to Kutavpur. He became very worried. He thought, is she dead or still alive? And did she come from the other world to convey some message? He could not decide anything. Even he could not decide whether he should leave immediately or should go in puja holidays. He wrote a letter to know the situation there at Kutavpur. The reply came that Sudhanshu Bala is seriously ill, but if he cannot come soon, then he must come in puja holidays. After some days, he left for Narayanpur, loaded with all anxieties and with an unknown fear. When he reached the nearest railway station to his village, he met a known person who was a bullock cart owner. On the way, he came to know that something serious has happened. He, along with his brother Haripad, who arranged the marriage with Sudhanshu Bala, whom he met on the way, reached his village. The moment he reached his house, he knew his apprehension is true. His beloved wife Sudhanshu Bala has left him forever. The earth slipped from under his feet. His life seemed to be a burden, but he did not express his feeling, and knowing that an ocean of tears can never bring her back. He became very grave and did not talk with anyone. Bhuvan Mohan, not able to confront Nalinikanta, left the house silently. He was crying like a madman and avoided meeting Nalini. Other elderly persons tried to console Nalinikanta, but he could not hear what they were saying. He was totally lost in his own sadness. He felt guilty of himself, thinking that if he would have not run after money, Sudhanshu Bala might have not died. He could not come at the time of his mother's death. And now also, after being warned through the visualization of Sudhanshu Bala's figure, he did not come to be near her at last moment. This thought tormented him. He kept his feeling to himself, but was not able to pardon himself. A strange feeling rose in him that he is responsible for those mishaps in life. After some time, Kalima, his paternal aunt, came to him. She was very close to Sudhansubala, and the bond between them was talk of the village. Nalnikanta became totally confused for what he heard from her. Among sobs, she described Sudhansubala's last days on earth and the message she had left for him from her deathbed. She narrated that Sudhansubala became seriously ill and almost remained in a stage of coma. Only when Nalinikanta's name comes up, she would open her eyes, and her eyes would search for him among those who were present in that room. Then, not finding him, she would close her eyes again. Sometimes, while awake, she would ask, "Has he not arrived yet?" When the last moment arrived, she opened her eyes for the last time and finding Kalima near her, told her in not so audible voice, "Tell him, the religious world is true and the life after death is also true. Tell him he should not remarry and must proceed in the spiritual path with Naistriya Guna Sadhana." He came to know from Kalima that these were her last words and she died soon after. Bhuvan Mohan could not bear her death and could not see his Sudharani turn into ashes. Hence, her body was cremated by Yudhishthira Bhattacharya. Nalnikanta realized that he had visualized her shadowy figure at Narayanpur few minutes after her death. Now, for him, a firm resolve rose in him to understand Naistriya Guna Sadhana. He also could not comprehend how Sudhansubala, a village woman with little education, could understand it and spoke of it at a time while she was dying. Unlike his aesthetic attitude grown after his mother's death, he became sure that everything is not finished after death. But he was troubled for not knowing the facts about the other world. Mother Sudhansubala sowed the seed of spiritualism in him, in his barren mind. But no one knew that this small seed will grow into a huge tree in future under which crores of people will take shelter. The ultimate and supreme sacrifice of Mother Sudhansubala did not go in vain. Nalnikanta, harboring the deep love for his departed wife, wanted to know the particular place where Sudhansubala was cremated. He went there, sat under a tree, and thought if she still exists in the other world, then she must come. Already she had come to Narayanpur, then why she cannot come again? Each day he used to visit that place with the hope that Rani would definitely come. No one came and nothing happened. Nalnikanta, being an educated person, thought that maybe he is wrong. Wrong about life and wrong about aftermath of death.
Jayaguru, we'll take a pause. I was not intending to take a pause. The way you were reading Samarpita was excellent. The kind of topic you got and the kind of modulation of voice you were, it is exactly matching the topic. May God bless you. May Thakurjee bless you. Priyambada Ma is raising hand. Would you like to say something?
No, by mistake.
Okay. So we have got Rabi Bhai, Gyana Bhai, then we have got Sanjeev Bhai, Sangram Kesari Das Bhai. So we will try to take some questions, whatever being asked. We had another question from last session, but I am not seeing the Bhai who asked that question. Okay, I think he's there. So that we'll take his question first, then we'll take today's question. Okay, so Tansen is there. So Tansen Bhai has asked on last Friday ki why the Parichaya Patra was needed and who did Parichaya Patra. So his question was regarding the evolution of Parichaya Patra. So let me take this question. I am requesting anybody and everybody to add if I left something. All Bhai and Ma, this forum is not about discussing this, but as one of our Bhai has asked, I am trying to answer this in as simple and as short as possible. Thakurjee established two organizations. One is Assam Bangyo Saraswat Math and the other one is Nilachala Saraswat Sangha. All of us knows. Now Thakurjee, when left his material body here, so he categorically told to all the disciples through one of the disciple called Narayan Nandi Bhai, who was the trustee of Assam Bangyo Saraswat Math also, I am leaving my material body here, but I am not going to give the Guru Bhar. I mean, he was Guru, so not transferring the Guru Bhar to anyone else. So Thakurjee categorically mentioned, the way he was Guru, he will be Guru. And there was no doubt. So he was very categorically clear in his words. And the same thing had been communicated by Narayan Nandi Bhai to all others at that point in time. So the members of Nilachala Saraswat Sangha could, retain the words of Thakurjee, honor the words of Thakurjee, and try to, abide, and try to honor Thakurjee as Guru. But some other persons, some other saints, some other personalities, by apprehending whatever they were having in their mind, they started giving the diksha, or they started giving the mantra to other disciples. So we are not going to that part. So by apprehending all these things, ki Thakurjee's word is getting diluted, or in due course of time it might not be the focus or the attention of all. So the then Sampadak of Nilachala Saraswat Sangha Puri, late Durgacharana Mahanti Bhai, who was the Parichalak of Nilachala Saraswat Sangha, also devised this Parichaya Patra. So his intention was to unite anybody and everybody who loves Thakur and who would like to come under the banner of Nilachala Saraswat Sangha and admire or honor Thakurjee as Guru and Ishta. This is what Thakurjee has preached, and this is what was his intention. So the Parichaya Patra which we are seeing today was not exactly when he initially started. It was a single page, then this is how the evolution happened. So Tansen Bhai, to answer you in concluding, as concluding thing, Durgacharan Bhai started this Parichaya Patra concept to unite all the Bhai and Ma under Nilachala Saraswat Sangha banner, who are going to honor Thakurjee as Guru and Ishta, no one else. So this is what is the answer at this point in time. Anyone would like to add anything for this kind of audience, they can add, otherwise we'll go to the next question.
Jayaguru Bhai, just couple of lines. Very simply, our Guru is not in his material body. So the biggest part of Guru's thing is imparting that diksha to us. diyate jnanam khyate sarva sansaya. So there are different ways people are adopting to impact that. Our Sangha has decided that the Parichaya Patra is the way. So Parichaya Patra is the Diksha for us, and we accept it and we renew it every year. If you go to some other Sanghas, they have somebody comes and utters the mantra in your ear by representing Thakur. That may be good for them. For our Sangha that we follow, our Sangha's instruction is accept Parichaya Patra, and that's what we are doing. Jayaguru Bhai.
Great. So Gyani Bhai added a very vital point. So for us, Parichaya Patra is as good as Diksha, and not as good as. It is the best way of Diksha. So, this is though not the part of discussion of this group, but for the understanding of everyone, whatever, model we have been asked to adopt by Nilachala Saraswata Sangha is as per the version of Thakurjee and is best at this point in time. Now, Gyani Bhai, I am requesting you to take 2-3 questions more. So 2-3 Bhai and Ma have asked the same kind of questions. What happened to the son of Nalinikanta? What is the name of Nalinikanta's son? So related to this, kindly answer.
Jayaguru Bhai, there are a bit of difference of opinion in different jivanis that we have for Thakur. If you go to the first jivani that was full jivani published called Nigamananda Smriti by Cecil Basu, he doesn't even mention about that. He does mention about her being pregnant. Most likely it was a stillborn baby, so they didn't get even a chance to name the baby. So that basically she died of a lot of these complications during delivery, and of course her health was not good as you read, and that led to stillborn delivery, and then she died after effect of that, of course, after several days and all that.
Even nobody was knowing whether it was a son or a daughter.
Right. That one, I'm seeing it for the first time, Kunawe. Yeah. I haven't seen that before.
In this chapter, it is mentioned Nalinikanta became, father. So that is why everybody asked this question, and very valid question.
Right. No, I'm going back to a lot of those original publications. In 1936, the first 1936 first part was Nigamananda Smriti. Later that year, Jivani Bani, and then our Narayanima has done extensive research, talked to a bunch of people who lived at that time in Kutapur when she was really young. And through that, there are multiple version comes, but I have not seen anywhere in those original that we call original, because they were published, a lot of them are published before even we are born. And the son being born was not mentioned. So we should probably, I'm going to check with Bhai where he got that one.
Yeah.
But I think everybody agrees, even if there was a son or a daughter, doesn't matter. It did not survive. Yeah. I said it, but he or she did not survive.
So now,
Jayaguru
Bhai. Jayaguru.
In Sadhu Nigamananda, it is written actually son. It's written the son, and it is 10 days baby, and he died due to not able to take care of the properly. But that time Ma Sudhanswala was also not good. Her health was not good.
Well. Sadhu Nigamananda, Rabbi, who wrote that? Do you know?
That English Jivan, that in that book.
Sadguru Nigamananda you're talking about?
Yeah, Sadguru Nigamananda.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay. The book published by Nilachala Saraswata Sangha, isn't it?
That is 10 by 10 days he died actually.
He died, okay.
So let me also clarify one more thing. We are reading from this heritage of India and Swami Nigamananda because of 2-3 things. One, it is very short and simple, only 200 pages of Jivani, and we don't know till how many days or months we'll be having eagerness to join this thing. So as this was for the first time we are doing, so we wanted to take a very light assignment, but we are clearly mentioning ki Sadguru Nigamananda, which is being published by Nilachala Saraswat Sangha, and was the English version of Sri Thakura Nigamananda by Durgacharana Mahanti Bhai, is the reference book. So whatever has been written there should be taken in letter and spirit, no doubt about that. So thank you, Ravi Bhai. What you can do is, just take that paragraph and, click a picture and send it in this group. We will circulate
Sure.
it for everybody's information.
Yeah, I'll do it. Sure.
Thank you, Bhai.
Jayaguru Bhai, please upload it in that Nigam Swadhyaya group.
Nigam Swadhyaya group. Yes. Very good. So now we got clarity here. Now, Ridhi Mahapatra from Karnataka is asking, one sec. So she is asking, why did Ma Sudhansubala appear as a heavy figure in Thakurjee's room? Gyani Bhai, you may like to answer.
Sure. Again, that is I can say that is her choice. She definitely, I think I joined a little bit late and Kunal Bhai was talking about some of the things we read last time. We all of us devotees, we accept Sudhansubala as not a mere human being. She was definitely larger than that. She was Ma herself, came here to guide Thakur into spiritual path. So, as you guys have read, Thakur was a non-believer, or he just didn't believe in God at that point in his life. So Ma needed to have Thakur think that there is an afterlife. After somebody dies, there is something after. So in order to get that curiosity in his mind so that he can go himself and research, she appears as a figure, and in this case a hazy figure, such that he gets the impression, how did that happen? There is no way she could have come here, number one. Number two, she looks pretty pale and sick. That could be another reason why the figure was not bright, rather pale, so that he would get in his mind, oh, what happened to her? Is she still living, or she died, or she's sick? She looks sick because her figure is like that.
Thank you, Bhai. 2-3 questions of the same nature, and I am asking in one go. What is the meaning of Nishtrigunya sadhana, and why did Sudharani ask Thakurjee to pursue Nishtrigunya sadhana? So the same kind of questions Gyani Bhai requested to answer.
So in this world that we live in, generally there are 3 gunas. You might have heard these, Sattva, Raja, Tama. And Nishtriguna is simply beyond those 3 gunas. None of these 3 gunas. So why she asked, that's what Nishtriguna is, why did she ask him to follow Nishtriguna sadhana? I'll go a little bit deviation to that, to his previous life. He was a Siddha Tantrika, Brahmanandagiri, and in his day of Siddhi, he asked goddess of universe, Ma, to be his wife. And she said, you are not eligible yet. Why? Because he lived in that 3 gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tama guna. And he did that sadhana. He needed to go beyond Sattva, Raja, Tama guna, the Nirguna avastha, where all these qualities don't exist. Brahmanka avastha, the Brahma state is Nirguna. So she wanted him to go to that state before Ma will accept him as her husband. And one thing led to other. At one point, she promised his disciple, Purnanda Swami, that I will take care of him in next birth. So that's why we also believe that Ma came in as Sudhansubala, and Ma is telling him to do Nishtriguna sadhana because of her promise in the previous birth that if he succeeds in Nishtriguna sadhana, then she will accept him as her husband, which happened after Thakur finished all his sadhanas. That we'll read once we go there.
Thank you, Gyana Bhai. Let me add 2-3 lines because this is a very critical question and everybody should have very clarity of thoughts, and many have asked this same question. So let me go a little bit, past and future. So when in the last birth, Thakurjee was Brahmananda Giri. When he got Siddhi in Tantra Sadhana, he wanted Mother of the Universe to be his wife because that was his promise. But though he got Siddhi in Tantra and could avail Mother of the Universe as his wife in a different form, but not in full-fledged way. So Ma promised Thakurjee कि I will be your full-fledged wife in the next birth of yours. So this is where is the origin of this thing came. Now when Thakurjee took birth as Nalinikanta, as we are reading since last 7-10 days, now please recall what his mother Jogendra Mahini told him when she was leaving the material world. She told, I am surrendering Nalini at the lap of Universal Mother. So Mother Jogendra Mahini in 2 incidences, one is when Nalinikanta was giving the lamp at the Durga temple of his home. So Ma appeared as a Dasabhuja with 7-year girl thing. And then here during the death of Mother Jogendra Mohini, she is asking, I am surrendering my son to the Universal Mother. So Jogendra Mohini was trying to focus the attention of his son Nalinikanta towards the Universal Mother. Now when Sudhanshuvala came to the life of Nalinikanta, she expressed and she did many things which we discussed today and last day also. When everybody started believing she is not a ordinary woman, she is a goddess. Thakurjee also felt the same thing. Now that's what Thakurjee also realizing, how can a village woman describe about or knew about Nishtray Gunya Sadhana, which is a very critical word from mythology, from Shastras. So this is how the job of Sudhanshuvala was to make Nalinikanta converted to in such a way so that he will try to do sadhana to get the Nishtray Gunya kind of position or the kind of state during the sadhana. So this is how both of them tried to make Nalinikanta from a village boy or from an ordinary boy to something of this kind so that he can entrusted himself into the sadhanas. So this is why the Nishtray Gunya concept came. And as all of us knows ki Sudhanshuvala was not an ordinary woman, so that is why she could mention all these things so that Nalinikanta was in deep love with Sudhanshuvala. So whatever Sudhanshuvala told during her last days, she knew Nalinikanta will definitely do that, and that's why she mentioned all these things. Ravi Bhai, Sanjeev Bhai, Sangram Bhai, would you like to add anything to this?
Jayaguru, no, bhai, you have adequately both Gyani bhai and you have covered this topic. Nothing.
Okay, bhai. Now, Sanjeev bhai, there is a question from Vijay Lakshmi Swami. Who is Yudhishthira Bhattacharya?
Yudhishthira Bhattacharya, sorry bhai, actually I, maybe if you could clarify.
His uncle, I mean, in this narration it is being wrote ki he cremated Sudhanshuvala.
Yeah.
So there was a question ki who is Yudhishthira Bhattacharya. Now another
in Bengali they call it Khullo Tato, which means Dada, Koki, whatever we call it nowadays.
Yes, so younger of father, younger brother of father. Now another question from V Vaishnavi from Pune. Why was Thakurji confused to take decisions? I mean, when Sudhanshuvala died, what to do, what not to do, this kind of situation. So she is asking, Sanjeev Bhai, if you could like to clarify, why was Thakurji confused to take decisions?
Yeah. So if you could, visualize the scenario being, 20 year plus something, and at that point of time you have in past, lost your mother, and you found some love with someone, and then things unfolded in a certain way, and Thakurji lost Sudhanshuvala. So in all those things, and the thing is that her appearance 3 times, Thakurji saw her in the course of time. This will be explained. So it was not easy actually for anything to do at this point of time. So once Thakurji saw repeatedly the same occurrence of her this thing, then the inquisitiveness to find her grew bigger and louder in him, and this ultimately led to his ascension to the highest seat of spiritualism, Nirvikalpa sadhana, prema sadhana. So this is where actually this indecisiveness lead to the decisiveness. That's how I put it, like how it is written in books, that she started with Mrunmai to find the Mrunmai, and she landed in Chinmay, in Chinmay. So that means she started to find Ma Sudhanshuvala, but at the end got Ma Jagat Janani as his wife. Hope I cleared at least.
Yes, Sanjeev Bhai. Anyone would like to add anything to this question? Okay, the next question is from Tulasa Panda. Gyani Bhai, you would like to answer. Why did Nalinikanta became aesthetic?
Atheist, actually.
Atheistic, sorry.
Atheist means did not believe in
God.
Did not believe in God or any other devatas. So I think we read it a few days ago when his mother passed away. He wasn't there with the mother. He was in Radhakantapur. And mother's message to him was, I am leaving Nalini at the care of Universal Mother or Jagat Mata. Nalinikanta heard that. So he went to temple, Ma's temple, and begged her to appear and console him because he lost his mother. After repeated prayers, he never saw Jagannatha coming and consoling him and taking care of him. But his mom said, I'm leaving you at his lap or her lap. So that really was the primary reason what drove him to become atheist or non-believer. There are other reasons also. One of his grandfather, it's actually not a grandfather, granduncle probably, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyaya, was a big-time writer at that time. He's a Brahma Samaj follower. He was to some extent atheist. So he became very close to him also. That might have influenced. I've seen some of the write-ups in Narayanima's book that she refers to that. But the primary reason is Ma said, I'm leaving you to Universal Mother, and Universal Mother never appeared. Very good.
Thank you, Bhai. Sangram Das Bhai is also with us, who's the Sampadak Bhai from Karnataka Shashwat Sangh. So I am requesting him to answer this. Bhavani Prasad Patra Bhai is asking, I don't know whether Bhai or Ma, I'm sorry. So what were the main principles and preaching of Sri Thakur Maharaj, especially for children, as he was very much attached towards children? Sangram Bhai, please.
भाई
भाई क्वेश्चन हला कि ठाकुरंकर मुख्य प्रिंसिपल सब कौन पिला मानक पई कारण से पिला मानक प्रति टिके अधिक अटैच थिले बोली भवानी प्रसाद पात्र पचारुचंती
children are they're the next generation for Thakurji, so they can carry out the Thakurji principle to, and so he is very much attached to. For that he was attached to the children. I think.
Yes, bhai. So rightly Sangram bhai told. Are you saying anything, Sangram bhai?
No, bhai.
Okay. So there are two things Thakurji clearly mentioned. Chhatranang adhyanang tapah. See, if you would like to know what Thakurji told children, so it's very interesting. So Thakurji has wrote a special book for the children called Brahmacharya Sadhana, and he wanted everybody to go through that book. So you will know everything what Thakurji told all of you about this. Apart from in many instances when he comes across with the kids, like on the first day, our President Santosh Bhai narrated an incident of, in the garden when Thakurji interacted with a little girl. So those things are there. Thakurji was playing with kids in Narendra Narayan Chaudhary's palace also. So many things are there, how Thakurji loved children and how Thakurji became a children along with the children. So there is no doubt about it. Thakurji loves all of you very much, us also. But if you would like to know exactly what Thakurji tells about the principles and everything, so kindly read the Brahmacharya Sadhana book. Anyone would like to add anything, please?
I would just like to add one little thing.
Please.
There is a specific chapter in Nigam Upadesh, and there's the English version of that. If you guys are a little, you may not know how to read Odia. So nowadays, everybody goes to English medium school, and obviously Prabasi kids and all. Read that chapter. Kunavai rightfully quoted the first couple of words, Chatranang Adhyanang Tapa. That is your tapasya, that's your penance. But there are other advices to the students. Read that too.
Yeah, Chhatra Mananga Prati in Odia Nigam Upadesh, in Hindi Chhatron ke liye, in English for the students.
Jayaguru Bhai, just one thing also I'll add. So yes, very aptly Gyani Bhai and Kuna Bhai covered it. If one word, what Thakurji wanted is the Sadachara. In Brahmacharya Sadhana also, there is a chapter called Sadachara. So that's what Thakurji wanted from children, because they are the future generation. And they will be the torchbearer of this the whole movement Thakurji had started. So in the Sadachara, it is what is disciplined day-to-day life, starting from morning till evening, as well as how we behave to our Gurujana or how we behave to our parents, and what is our acharana. We should tell the truth and be truthful. That is what Thakurji loved. So in short, this is what I would like to add. Thanks.
Okay, I think this clarifies enough. So now Anubhav Patnaik Bhai from Ekamra, Bhubaneswar, Odisha is asking why there is no information about Thakur's child who was born when Ma Sudhanshuwala was alive. So I think we gave the clarification. So the latest book, which is Sadguru Nigamananda, whatever is being written there, Abhi Bhai is going to take that stanza and inform it in this Nigam Swadhyaya group. You should take that.
I already shared by Rabbi.
Okay, so you should take that, Anubhav Bhai, you should take that as the final answer. Now Pramod Das Bhai is asking, have Thakur mentioned anywhere specifically meaning of Jayaguru Mahamantra? What in current scenario we are giving more priority to? So Gyani Bhai, please, meaning of Jayaguru Mahamantra by Thakurji.
Yeah, I think we have answered this question last week.
Yes.
I'll just quickly repeat that, not go through the whole thing. Jayaguru simply means glory to our Guru, joy, victory to our Guru. So Thakur introduced this as a Siddha mantra, which means he founded the mantra and did the necessary work to make it a Siddha mantra back in either 1905 or 1906 when he was in Garo Hill Yogasram. What is there a second part to that question, Bhai?
No, it's the only question as of now today.
Yeah, so he did that. There are a couple of other facts I did not mention last time, or any of us didn't mention. That was 1905 or 6. Then once the Sangha started growing, Matha and all these things he started establishing, he started Sarvabhauma Sammelani in 1915, and 1922 was the first time he invited everybody to come to Sammelani. In that particular Sammelani, he introduced a couple of very important things about Jayaguru Mahamantra. One is, when you see each other, you say Jayaguru. So that reminds you of Thakur. That also tells you that the person in front of you is nothing but a representation of Thakur. Thakur is inside him. So I am praying, I'm saluting to Thakur inside this Bhai. And second thing he introduced is Premalingana. So when two Bhais meet, they should embrace themselves and then ask about how things are, what were we doing, about Thakur and all that. So those are the two very important things he introduced in 1922 that we observed today.
And to add that discussion and to add the discussion of last week also, when we are seeing any Bhai and Ma, or when we are doing Premalingana or doing Jayaguru Pranam, what we should do is, we should not look the Bhai or Ma as what they are, like, Gyana Bhai or Sangram Bhai. So there are many names, but what we should observe is Thakurjee inside Gyana Bhai. So I am doing Pranam to Thakurjee inside Gyana Bhai. I am doing Pranam to Thakurjee inside Sangram Bhai. This is what should be our internal way while we do the Jayaguru Pranam. So then what will happen? By in due course of time, anybody and everybody will be visible to us as Thakur. So this is also one of the intent of Thakurjee was. Now the last question of today is from Riddhi Mahapatra, again from Karnataka. Gyana Bhai, please answer this. Did Ma Jogendra Mohini knew about Devi Ma arriving on this earth as Thakurjee's wife?
We don't have any information on that she knew, but she actually knew Ma Sudhansubala, and she really liked her because she was really beautiful, came from a very good household, and she thought that this is probably the ideal bohu for me and wife for my son. That is as far as we know. I don't think she would have had the insight even to that level.
Thank you, Bhai. Another thing what is being written here is, when Bhuvan Mohan Bhattacharya could see Sudhansubala as his Bahu, he could felt many things about Sudhansubala as a goddess figure. So this is what is being written, not anything about Ma Sudhansubala. So I am requesting, Priyambada Ma and Devashish Bhai, kindly put the questions for today.
Lipun bhai, you can share the scanner.
Yes.
Good evening.
kindly take the questions from this QR code and try to do the answer at the earliest possible. So the Google Meet allows us for an hour. We are only 1 minute away. If this will be disconnected, then you will get this QR code in the YouTube format.
We can share it in the WhatsApp group also.
Yes. We'll also share it in the WhatsApp group. We have got experience. Google is kind enough to give us 5-10 minutes grace because we are doing a novel thing. So, but apprehending their principles, I informed you well in advance. There might a disconnection, but let's see how long we are stretching.
We have started getting responses.
Great. Okay, so grateful to Samarpita Acharya Ma for a very nicely modulated reading. I think everybody was spellbound while she was reading. I was knocking the door, please ask some questions. But the way she was reading, everybody were on the same mood not to have any questions. Anyway, thanks Ma, may Thakurjee bless you. So we are keen to have this kind of reading from all of you, whoever have been shortlisted for this week. We are also very keen to have many of you in due course of time. And let me clarify, if all goes well after reading the Jivani from this Heritage of India and Swami Nigamananda, we will also like to go to Sadguru Nigamananda, which is a big book and thick book. So it's all depends on how interested all of you are. So this is a good start. Today also many of you have joined through YouTube. Total put together 100 plus were there. So by praying Thakurjee, we are ending this session of today. Grateful to all Bhais and Maans who have participated in the questions and answer session also. So looking forward to meet all of you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Jayaguru.